Hello and welcome everyone to game number 2 of Gaimin Gladiators versus Entity. Game 1 was a phenomenal match where we really saw Gaimin Gladiators just take over the game and ended it in a spectacular way. So let's get into the draft of this game number 2. Looking at these early bans just to kind of compare against last game. We see this opening again by Gaimin Gladiators to remove the Death Prophet, and this time removing Undying as well, and the same opening picking up the Broodmother because Entity sticking with their ban with Lima but adding Batrider to the mix. And we see a really early rebuttal here by Entity to pick up Leshrac and the Treant Protector. Treant Protector, again, I talked about it in the draft analysis of last game, but just a really strong laner who gives you a lot of opportunities in just about every draft. And in this previous game, I thought that it really did slow down Gaimin Gladiators' early mid-game aggression. Bought them extra time on the Naga. It didn't click together for them in that match, but I think you can use that similar idea with other drafts to achieve similar results. So Leshrac, great for killing Broodmother spiders and pushing lanes, and I think a strong opener here, but we'll have to see what Gaimin Gladiators has in the tank to actually counter this hero. So we see Rubik being picked up again in the draft, this time by Gaimin Gladiators, and we'll see. I don't know. It's the thing about Rubik that he can be so impactful if the right spells are in the game, and his base kit's still good, but it felt a little underwhelming last game, I'm going to say. So I'm interested to see how he plays out this game. Enchantress coming out as the next ban for Entity makes a lot of sense, and Disruptor, another second round ban by Gaimin Gladiators. So I wonder, with this setup, if Gaimin Gladiators will go for a similar kind of strategy to. I'm interested in what their carry will be to utilize this split pressure onto the map. They go for Slark as their next ban, and Entity responds with banning Puck. That's another hero that Quinn is really good with, and we still have to see what Quinn will actually draft here. Darkseer being removed. Again, this is one of those heroes that just really good against Broodmother, shoves out lanes naturally, and offers a lot of team fight potential. And I think it's a solid ban in this case, especially if you have a Brood on your team and you're going to play it the way that Gaimin Gladiators is going to play it. So let's see what the next ban is going to be by Entity, and then we'll go into the next round of picks. Going for Sniper is the next ban. Really just trying to deny, I think, Quinn his more comfortable options. Tiny coming out by Entity. Tiny, just this evergreen hero, it seems, that just works in so many positions, and team comps offer so much initiation as well as just good crowd control and also damage. And so solid pickup here, not really revealing too much about the draft, about some directions and dimensions that could go in. So so far I think Entity has good push and good team fight. We'll have to see how the synergy will be increased further. There's a lot of synergy already between Treant and Leshrac. These ability you can throw the heal on, and if you get a good ultimate off, Leshrac just runs around them, dealing a lot of damage. It's very annoying to play against, and it's a huge amount of damage that you can pump pump out. See Pango being picked up by Gaimin Gladiators this time, and again, this is actually kind of interesting because the hero is normally played in the off lane, sometimes rarely as position 4, but I think in this case it's a position 2 for Quinn. I'm not totally sure. We'll see. But I think this is a bit different. So I'm wondering how Gaimin Gladiators is reading this draft, where they see the Tiny going, and I like the Pango pick here. It's a little bit melee centric, but it offers a lot of teamfight potential and opportunity to really disrupt fights and create space for this Brood Mother to really just run in. So next pick coming out by Gaimin Gladiators, and it's going to be a Hoodwink. Hoodwink, one of these heroes that just is super annoying. I hate playing against this hero, but really effective at being elusive. I think really just shines in the position 4 role. We'll see where Gaimin Gladiators ends up slotting it. Also has the added advantage of break being used, being available in the ultimate. I don't think so far Entity has any passives that are really worthy of a break. Should Tiny and Treant have passives, but it also does, then create some situations that Entity would think twice about drafting certain heroes. So next pick coming out by Entity. I think this next pick by Entity will really define the direction they want to go with this draft and the strategy they want to invoke. So they go for a Morphling. I think it's interesting. Morphling, one of these heroes that forces you to play a specific way. You can easily get into the backline as well, which is what you want to do. You want to find that Hoodwink in the backline, the Rubik that's disrupting the fight, and just get them out of the way. And Morphling's really good at doing that. And I think it's a decent pick here. You can turn into a Pangolier, do a swashbuckle, and then change back. There's some clear advantages here to a Morphling draft. It'll be interesting to see how they execute it. So we see Viper being banned out by Gaimin Gladiators. Just one of these really annoying lane dominators. Especially, I think that means that they're going to put Pango mid, because I think the Viper just runs over the Pango mid. Again, I'm not totally sure, but if I were sitting there, that's how I would read this. And this next band coming out by Entity, I think what Gaimin Gladiators still needs is their carry. So it'll be interesting to see what they pick. I think they will go for something kind of right-clicky, like perhaps like a Drow, or a even something that I don't know. Thinking. So we see Nature's Prophet and Enigma being banned by Entity and Gaimin Gladiators, respectively. Nature's Prophet would have been probably a good pick again for Gaimin Gladiators, so removing that from the table. And Gaimin Gladiators removing Enigma, which was also a ban that I think they put into the second wave last time. Because that's, I think, what Entity is really missing. We're seeing a similar pattern where Gaimin Gladiators is prioritizing last pick for their carry, and Entity seems to be doing it for their offlaner. And I find it surprising. I mean, we don't yet know if it'll be their mid player. It could be their mid. This could be quite easily a position 4 Tiny, and we're just waiting on the mid to come out, which is probably it. So they banned the Drow, so that won't be an option. So Gaimin Gladiators looking for a hero that is going to be able to pump out a lot of damage and not get immediately run over by a Morphling jumping on you. I don't particularly like the hero, but a troll could be kind of interesting and maybe offer enough damage. Could also be... I mean, they could do something kind of weird. I was gonna say like a Pudge. They were thinking that last time, but I just don't. I don't see it really synergizing this time around. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe something just like a hyper carry, like a Terrorblade, or like a you know, one of these. Maybe even a Naga. You know, just something instead going with like and it is the Terrorblade. Okay, so something as push and team fight that you know, it can also punish the Morphling quite effectively for having too much HP or too little. And so strong pickup, not the strongest hero in the current meta, so a bit surprising. But when all your heroes are banned, you gotta work with what you got. So I do find it interesting, nonetheless. And Silencer coming out as the last pick for Entity, so a bit surprising there, I would say, just in terms of overall tankiness, but a lot of crowd control in terms of the silence that can really disrupt the tools that Gaimin Gladiator has if he's not immediately blown up by the initiation. So I think a solid pick that can really work in their favor. It's going to give a window for this Leshrac and the Morphling to really jump into the ranks of Gaimin Gladiators and cause a lot of damage. I think the storylines we're going to see this game are going to be how they utilize the map. You know, last time with the Nature's Prophet and Broodmother shoving out the side lanes. The other three players played mid mainly. I think this game is going to be about securing farm for that Terrorblade, while kind of playing as 4 perhaps around the Broodmother. And then I think with Entity, it's all going to be around this Morphling Leshrac synergy, just trying to find the moments when they can be strong. So it's me looking at the item power spikes, and you know, I think we're going to see quite a bit of those, and I think we'll see a lot of early game aggression from Entity, and it'll be interesting to see how Gaimin Gladiators responds to that, to see if they can match it. So this is quite exciting. I like these drafts. I don't particularly favor one or the other, but you know, kind of going back to what I talked about last game of just kind of what is easier to play. I think Entity's draft is slightly easier to play. I think just looking at the heroes, I think I would rather be on that team. That being said, Gaimin Gladiators is really just beating everyone right now. These players are really playing at a different level, and we saw how good they are last game, and so it would be maybe foolish to bet against them, so I'm not going to do anything like that. But I'm really excited for this game. I think the way this could play out are the potential ways it can play out are going to be really exciting. Going into the game, both teams smoked up, and tips coming out. Let's go ahead and get our last hits and denies up here. And we'll see some of this early vision trade happening. We'll probably see, I'm guessing, Ace make a similar play as he did earlier, where he'll find some high ground positioning. Just looking at the items, so far nothing too surprising. Hoodwink going for boots early. Morphling, just seeing Watson level 25. So
30 seconds and counting.
Played the hero before. No regen on the silencer. Go with the magic wand. Quinn on his Pango here. This is going to be interesting. Against the Leshrac, it's...
Those who witness will not soon
I don't know that matchup. It's looking like an even rune split, I believe. Or no, it's going to be again the advantage to Gaimin Gladiators, getting 3 runes. So some early wins there again for Gaimin Gladiators, in a lot of early aggression right now, with Ace and Tofu playing really far forward, harassing this the Fishman. It never feels good as a Morphling to arrive into the lane with so little health, and Tofu's just being really obnoxious here. Let's check in on mid. Pango versus Leshrac, Stormstormer versus Quinn. I think we're going to see some trades here until the power spike happens, and a lot of aggression coming out from top. I don't think we'll see a kill yet again until we see probably a level 3 at least on these heroes, but we'll stay tuned, and might hear a surprise kill coming out. Bottom lane just checking in. Celery just right clicking this tiny down. Not a whole lot Entity can do about this at bottom, but it's this Terrorblade that is just farming. So right now, quite quiet lanes, I would say. A lot of casual poke and harassment. Nothing too shocking happening. A lot of aggression coming out from Stormstormer right now in this mid lane. Again, Quap going for the early bottle. And Leshrac with the boots. That'll be a moment. I knew we'd miss it. Going for the Metamorphosis play and getting the right click right down onto the silencer. I hate to have missed that one, but this is what you're looking for as a Terrorblade. You want that first Metamorphosis to really be meaningful and for it to connect into a kill. And looks like they were able to translate that. So just looking once again at top, we're seeing some of the synergy here that I kind of missed in the draft, and a lot of damage coming onto Fishman. Is this going to be a kill here? I think it might be. Is Ace fast enough? There's not. They have to back up, but it's a ton of damage. Speaking of synergy, there's a lot of synergy between Treant and his armor and Morphling, able to get his health really low. So he can heal up quite quickly, save a lot of money on regen, which is nice. It's a good pair. Looking at this bottom lane, just trading some farm, but it's shoved in. We'll have to check back in really shortly to see if a kill happens. Levels being gained here. Last hits, almost dead even. Leshrac slightly ahead, but I think it's all going to be around this level 6 power spike, and both are nearly exactly the same on their levels. So just jumping around, don't want to miss the next kill. Extra level of aggression here coming out onto the Morphling, but he's going to be fine. He has loads of regen, and I think it's going to be hard to kill him as long as the Treant is not preoccupied. Everyone healthy and farming. The trading of runes. Mid, Stormstormer getting stun onto Quinn, but I don't think it's going to translate into anything super important. And Tofu coming down to mid to help Quinn get that rune. So global healing coming in handy. Really, it doesn't take a lot to turn the tide in these kind of mid matchups, and we're already seeing it pay off a little bit with Stormstormer reaching his level 5 just before Quinn, and it might translate into a kill of sorts. It was a bit of a overextension by Quinn right there, and if the hill mischance wouldn't have happened, I doubt it would have killed him, but it would have would maybe cause even more problems. Okay, so both saber rattling happening in mid, and Brood is doing Brood things, just really taking over this top part of the jungle and causing a lot of pesky aggression. I think Tofu and Ace are reading like, okay, we gotta pull the tree if we're gonna get any kind of action on the Morkling, and we need to reset our wave. So they pull the wave across and are gonna reset that. Quinn had to go back. That never feels good before you're level 6. And Leshrac gonna do the same, recognizing that Quinn's coming back to lane full health and mana. He can't afford to be the same, so he dips also. So we're gonna see a bit of a XP shift happen here, and Quinn gonna try to secure vision in this part of the map so that that he controls it whenever Stormstormer returns to lane. So he TP's in. We're gonna see a fight break out. We are seeing a little bit of rotation right now by the Treant coming down the mid from that top lane, and even more, everyone's the gravity pulling them to mid. We see Tiny moving towards that mid area with Rubik meeting him there to match it, and Hoodwink doing the same to match the Treant. So the supports on both sides matching the aggression, and Terrorblade getting a solo kill onto the silencer at bottom while I'm watching all these people walk around in the river. So again, your second metamorphosis and you get another kill. This is exactly what you want, and in just the start you want whenever you're Terrorblade. You know, this hero feels so bad to play from behind, and you want those 2 kills in the lane, and you want this uncontested farm that he's getting here. So really strong start, and we'll see if it translates into a strong mid game. So 2k net worth differential lead before the 2-minute mark. Gaimin Gladiators really stepping it up. Stormstormer, though, quite a few last hits. Let's switch this to the net worth so we can see those 2 kills really paying off with the Terrorblade sitting pretty at level 6 with a lot of gold. Morphling almost level 6, same as Ace. I think Watson will hit it first, but Tread's coming out. This is a good power spike for Entity. If Treant can create a position to engage here, not just throwing out of spells. Tiny getting a little bit low in the lane, has to retreat. And the Rolling Thunder coming out from Quinn, chasing down Stormstormer. It's not going to be enough to kill him. Or maybe it is, after the fact. We have massive rotations from the Rubik and the Hoodwink coming in, and your Treant shows up, but he's about 5 minutes too late. And Quinn gets the kill. So these level 6 power spikes paying off in a big way. I think Leshrac didn't want to be the one to die first mid, you know, so it's going to be hard to come back to that lane, and now Quinn feels empowered to go to these other lanes. Rubik getting tossed around, thrown around, and not going to make the TP out. He's going to have a tree thrown at his head, and but that's okay. Because Entity is on the board now. 3-1. The kills before the 10-minute mark. 2k net worth differential.
Dire's middle tower is under
Let's look at the items folks are queuing up. Pango going for this diffusal blade. And
there is little hope for
the Dragon Lance onto the Terrorblade. So pretty standard stuff here. Nothing too crazy. And Leshrac preparing the Voodoo Mask into the Bloodstone, which is just a massive power spike for this hero. So I think we probably won't see a ton of aggression on Entity until this item is up and running, and as soon as it is, we're going to see a smoke play happening. A lot of aggression happening right now. Quinn rolling thundered in and immediately went onto the Tiny. We have Metamorphosis active right now. and no kill to show for it, but Tiny, just barely making it out by the skin of his teeth, has to retreat. And I think Gaimin Gladiators is okay with that here. And as I say that, Treant getting killed in the trees by the spider. Ace keeping up this aggression, killing the tower, and a hero just taking over this top lane, the same as last game. You know, I didn't say an MVP or anything, but I really feel like Ace just plays it clinically, this hero. And it makes you wonder if Entity made a mistake letting it through the draft. Because Gaimin Gladiators obviously values it, and it's not just a theoretical comfort hero. They're commanding with it. They're making things happen around the map with it. So I think this is really interesting to see, and I wonder how this is going to change this tournament if this hero starts getting banned phase 1 every time. So going back to what we talked about in the early game, we see this smoke coming out by the Leshrac and the Tiny before the Bloodstone is ready, but a haste rune in the bottle. They're going to try to find this Terrorblade. Can they get the pick off that they're looking for? What this would mean is, I mean, that's the prize, right? Can they slow down the farm of this Terrorblade? Terrorblade getting a little bit spooked, runs off into the jungle. It seemed like the Spidey sense was tingling, and really retreated almost too cleanly. It was not even a chance. As I was mentioning, going back to the draft and the storylines we're going to see this game. Can't say it because teamfight breaking out. Rolling Thunder happening mid. Stormstormer activating that haste room, dodging the ball, but he's going to get caught regardless and lose half his health for it. But he has to retreat, and Tiny getting killed off screen by the spiders and coming in from the north wing and just shoving down this lane. The immediate group up and the massive amounts of pressure we're seeing from this Broodmother. Just showing up into the lane with the Metamorphosis. This is not something Entity can fight into. Your Morphling has only a Morbid Mask and a Wraith Band. This is not a fight he wants to take. So it's a bit of a rust go. 4K net worth differential in 12 minutes. We're just really seeing Gaimin Gladiators just take off a bit here, finding everything they want every step of the way, and taking over the parts of the map that really Entity wants to be farming in. You know, we're still quite a bit away from this Bloodstone, and I feel like this impact of this Leshrac has been pretty low so far. We haven't seen the Leshrac reach a point where you know, he's this unkillable beast that's running around the map. Of course, the Bloodstone enables that, but how late in the game is it going to be when you get it? Will it even matter? Is Terrorblade just going to right-click you down? So a lot of questions that have to be answered by Entity if we're going to see them turn this game around. We do see something similar to that Entity did last game, where they're really trying to play the game a little bit more vertically and secure this Radiant Bottom jungle as an option to farm. Broodling, spiders, plus the Broodmother herself just running over top tower and gonna take over the outpost here. And I think Gaimin Gladiators might just try to force a Roche fight here, understanding that they're strong with the Pango and the Roche pit. And honestly, what's Entity going to do? They smoke up 3 members of the squad and start moving towards mid. Toby kind of reading that, and we see the Rolling Thunder going out with the with the arrow from the Hoodwink is just deleting the silencer, and Tiny's just here, running from these spiders, and there's a Rolling Thunder ball coming at you, and he just evaporates. So more net worth differential coming in, and the map just getting smaller for Entity. The stack can't even be taken by the Morphling, getting bullied out. Ace saying, you know what, I know you're over there, I don't really care, I'm just going to take your farm. It's pretty annoying. We're going to see a rebuttal here from Entity. Leshrac moving into position to push this Broodmother out of the lane. This is always this kind of annoying situation when the other team has been in your farming triangle and you just don't know if they put wards there, you know? It seems like they might. It would seem smart to put wards there, but did they? You just don't know. And so it's expensive, it's annoying, and it makes you paranoid. And it doesn't even look like like Gaimin Gladiators put anything there. And I think we're probably going to see some sentries coming out to try to recover it. So we see the Falcon Blade onto the Morphling with his Manta queued up. Yeah, he has to go this build, but I think he's going to need more, obviously, in order to take the fight that they want to. We see Pango and the Rubik moving in, smoked. The immediate Rolling Thunder connecting onto the Morphling here. The Silence is a rebuttal. Going onto the Hoodwink, this Morphling trying to get something out of this, and he ends up getting the Morphling for it. Bit of perhaps an overextension there by Pango, not really able to support his Hoodwink. We're going to see the team fight continuing on two fronts here. Might even see a flank happening. So Celery might get got here. They're trying to control this Morphling, and a lot of damage coming out from the Spiderlings. And I don't know if it's going to be enough though. The man is just transferring into strength. It ends up being enough. There's just so many people here. Silencer completely caught with not a lot of rebuttal. He's going to end up dropping too. And Gaimin Gladiators not able to really connect anything meaningful after a pretty nice read killing the Hoodwink. The gold net worth differential continues to grow in favor of Gaimin Gladiators. And an Entity, I'm unconvinced by their coordination in that fight. It seemed a bit disjointed. There were two fronts happening, and it seemed like Gaimin Gladiators really understood that they needed to collapse the front and to connect all their heroes, and they were able to pull the Brood immediately down, and that's what translated into this Morphling dying. So I hope Entity can work this out a little bit. Maybe it's just nerves, maybe it's just the excitement, maybe it's an outdraft. So the tiny, what is this even called? The avalanche, like earthquake? No, sorry. Avalanche coming out, stolen by the Rubik, and this bottom lane, now the last tier 1, being pressured by Entity, by Gaimin Gladiators. Entity smoking up, going for the wraparound play here. Finding the Brood. Is he just going to run away? I don't think so. He's going to be chain stunned and thrown up into there. The entire combo happens, but the man keeps running. They have to use more spells, and they end up dropping the Spider. So, yeah, a good counterplay. 3-man smoke from Entity to try to punish this aggression and to retain rather. Parts of map control down here. This tier 1 is normally tier 1s, you know, they're important but not that important, but this one in particular, despite being so far from Roche, is actually really important to Entity, because they're trying to farm this part of the map. If you look at where their wards are, and this tier 1 gives them the ability to TP down here to support the carry that's farming, and so it's actually really important for their game plan to put together. Despite it being so far from Roche, so it's interesting that they're prioritizing that and they're understanding that read. So, what are our next items? We see Terrorblade not really participating in the last fight and being an item ahead. Fight breaking out in mid, or just a little bit of deep push happening. Terrorblade going to be getting the Scotty next and forcing the Roche fight to begin. Pango with that Aghanim Scepter coming up shortly. They're feeling strong to take this Roche fight. So they're just going for it. Broodmother with her Guardian Greaves ready. What is the next item for this Morphling? How far along is the Manta? It's not there yet, and they're going to need that for this next fight. So I really don't think they can take it. They're drawing out the lines where they need to farm, and they're just going to try to do that. Lashrak has the Bloodstone ready to go. It just arrived. I think as soon as the Manta comes up, that's the signal. We have to smoke. I think we're going to see Entity come together and try to force the play. This will be the moment that will really decide if Entity is going to lose a whole lane of racks or if they're going to be in this game. This Bloodstone timing is a little late, but it's important. So let's see how it connects here. Immediately initiating onto the Leshrac, and the counterplay onto Quinn has taken a lot of damage, and I don't think he's going to make it out, or will he? The man ends up giving up the Aegis for not really a whole lot of gain. Leshrac had to use a lot of mana, but he's just going to run away. So a lot of counterpoke coming in, and I don't think Quinn was ready to answer that, and ended up being punished for it. I think he was a little out of position there to be standing so aggressively towards this tower. So it's exactly what Entity needs to do. They need to find these little pickups and create that space. We see the Manta style coming out onto the Morphling. He's queued up the Aghanim Scepter, and that's going to be the next level power spike. Gaimin Gladiators, 4-man smoke. I think they're understanding they need to do a wraparound play, and so they move out of the dire jungle and retreat back into the river, moving in to their own jungle, scanning, looking for this Morphling. I think, where is he? And he's already moved back up into dire jungle, and so they understand that if he's not in their top jungle, he's not in our jungle, he's up here. And so they're moving into this dire triangle. The Brute positioned really aggressively. This Silencer has nothing left. Quinn is jumping on to their entire team, and this Leshrac is tanky, but it's not enough because you're just trapped right in this kill zone with the Pangolier, and there's not a whole lot you can do. So it's a bit of an awkward fight, and Gaimin Gladiators just read perfectly where Entity is by matters of deduction and just run over the people that are just standing around. So again, we're seeing Entity fail to kind of connect together. It seems like on a communication level to understand what the current game plan is and how they need to execute it. And they're trading their tier 2 tower for that lack of execution. So this Morphling, I feel like we haven't seen him do. Look at all this damage coming out to the Silencer. This is so much. There's nothing he can do. And I feel like we haven't seen this Morphling really pop off in a meaningful way. He feels like an item behind, because we have a Scotty and a Yasha already running on this Terrorblade. He's hitting hard, and we haven't even seen him in a while. And a full 5-man smoke coming out from Entity, running towards this mid area in the river, trying to find the pickoff, and maybe they will. The Silence coming out to really disrupt the Pango. Can he get his ultimate off? Probably not. He's barely hanging on, but he'll end up dropping. Silence are gonna end up trading, but man, there's a Terrorblade here, and he's right-clicking really hard, and he kills the Leshrac. So right now, you have a Spider just running at the tree. I don't think he's going to make it out of this one. Tiny with the counterplay, but is it enough? I don't think so. You got Morphling here, but he just drops instantly. There is no rebuttal that the Entity can really do here. Sure, you get the Pango. Sure, you control him, but do you have an answer for the Terrorblade? I don't think they do. So this Entity squad really struggling, I think, through the drafting phase to come together with the plan that really matched. I think they were hoping to just win their lane, but if it makes sense, I think the Terrorblade just won his more. He got 2 kills in the lane and just never let his foot off the gas pedal. And we're gonna see these racks just drop. This is not even a contest. These are just being bursted down, and there's not a lot Entity can do. We have the Morphling coming up again, but this Bloodstone has just been a bit lackluster. I feel like it was 5 minutes late. Sure, he has a BKB queued up, but it's going to take quite a bit of time for this to come together. Gaimin Gladiators not releasing the aggression, immediately smoking and running towards that bottom lane, seeing that the Leshrac was down here pushing. They're going to go hunt him. Stormer, does he read this? Does he know? Seems like he's backing up. The scan happens, and it seems like Gaimin Gladiators will find better targets in their own jungle. Going for the long-range snipe, the Tiny will end up getting dropped, and just at the tip of the Pango will die the Tiny. So this this Gaimin Gladiators squad is finding the kills even when they weren't looking for it. They went hunting for the Leshrac and ended up finding others on the team. So I think Entity have some problems they need to address in the lower bracket. I mean, these players are very skilled and they know what they're doing, but it's Gaimin Gladiators making this look easy, and it shouldn't look this easy. So I hope they take the time to address these issues, and who knows, maybe the Ancient isn't dead yet, and that's always the thing, right? Fight till the Ancient dies. So let's see how Entity can actually turn this. But if I were gonna say, like, let's ask Gaimin, like, what percentage he would give to Gaimin Gladiators in this situation. I personally would give them an 85% chance. 95, 94. Okay, so Gaimin believes. But let's see where the counter initiation here. They find the spider. They throw him up. The counter initiation with the rolling thunder going onto the back line, really controlling the silencer, and he gets the silence off regardless. And Gaimin Gladiators is able to stabilize the fight, and it doesn't matter if the Bloodstone is there. The Leshrac is just not tanky enough. He tries to TP out, and Watson will probably be able to get out regardless, but Toby, I think he'll be fine. But these long-range right-clicks, they're disjointed, so that's fine. Just like seeing the particles. Yeah, in these fights, this Pango is just disgusting. This amount of damage coming out is really immense. Entity GGing out in this clinical 2-game series in the upper bracket semifinals. Yeah, Gaimin Gladiators, like I said, making it look easy and creating a situation where they get to control the pacing of the match, and they just never let up. I was super impressed by their drafting, and even more impressed by their execution of reading the opportunities in the map when they get to choose the fights they want, and they always got to take them, it seemed. And the game looked easy for it. So thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. I'm a new caster, and if you have any feedback or ideas on things I can do better or improve on, I know it's a bit difficult being an observer and a caster, but I'm trying to improve. But yeah, if you have a game or something, send a match ID my way, and I'll try to cast it or something like that. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate it, and looking forward to looking at the rest of the Lima Major. Till next time.